So this is my walk around Long Branch on a nice sunny day in May. It's the 9th of May when I take this walk. And the way I walked is along Lake Promenade, all the way over to Kipling Avenue, and then up Kipling Avenue, and then back along the Lakeshore Blvd West to 40th Street, and I sort of wandered about a couple of the side streets before ending up on 42nd Street, which is where Marine Curtis Park is, which is where a lot of my walks take place. Although on this occasion I didn't actually go into the park, I just walked down the street and turned. So this is being filmed on a DJI Osmo action at 1080p, 60 frames per second, and the walk was for about an hour and 10 minutes. I might pop in every so often just to make comments about the things that are being seen on screen, but as we start out, we are walking down 36th Street towards Lenford Park, and Lenford Park is joined by a second park, which is Long Branch Park, which has the gazebo, which you will see shortly. I often think that a more appropriate name for this park might be Promenade Park, and it's simply because it's not really a park per se, but more like a promenade, because basically what you have is this pathway that I'm on here right now, and it just sits alongside the lake, and a whole bunch of willow trees on a hill. There used to be, when I was younger, there used to be a lot more willow trees, but a lot of them have sadly succumbed to windy weathers. And just on your right, if you look closely in the lake and along the lake, there's someone in the neighborhood who likes to pile stones occasionally. And on this particular day, yes, there were some stones piled. Like I mentioned, these parks are actually joined, so there's Lenford Park and then there's Long Branch Park. And I've never really been quite certain where the divide is. I suspect it's here, more or less, and that's actually where the two parks are separated. I think it might be just after these stones. They did actually do some renovations on Long Branch Park last year, the year before, and they put in a new retaining wall, they put in a new children's play set, or maybe that came beforehand. Anyways, they spent about a year, and the park was actually closed for that length of time, although they did leave a bit open so that the playground could still be used, which you can see coming up right ahead of us. And as we make the bend here, you will see the gazebo. Now, once upon a time, they would actually have occasional musicians in the park. But I think it's been a couple of years since they did that. But it's still, I guess it's definitely one of the landmarks of Long Branch, and it does appear on a mural on Lakeshore Boulevard. But there is the red-topped gazebo in Long Branch Park. Now, as we're leaving this park, I just wanted to point out, you can see these apartment buildings that we're heading towards, and that whole complex is actually the reason for this park existing, because when they did the excavating to build this set of apartment buildings, I think it was in the late 70s, the landfill that was dug up from that building complex was dropped off here to create Long Branch Park. So, interesting little thing to know. Testing, testing. Oh, there you go. So technically, this road here is actually the boundary between what is known as Long Branch, the former village of Long Branch, and the former village of New Toronto. And that's a water treatment plant that's right in front of us here. But technically now that we've crossed this road, we are in New Toronto. So before they were swallowed by the then city, or I think it might have even been, no, it's the city of Etobicoke. There were the villages of Mimico, New Toronto, and Long Branch. And there was also Alderwood to the north of Long Branch. And they still have a identity of a sort. And you can definitely see it. You can sort of see the differences going from Long Branch to New Toronto and then into Mimico. At one point, Mimico was apparently one of the wealthiest communities in all of Canada.
non-interest.
And this little path here is I'm stepping over and stepping onto. Now this is actually a skating rink. So in the winter it's actually iced over, and it's, I think, a figure eight. But it's an interesting little concept. Sometimes they do have other events and festivals in the summer. There was something to do with dogs a couple of years ago. I remember going to that with a friend. But it's an interesting little concept, and it's a neat little thing to walk around. And then coming up ahead of us is, of course, the power plant, which was originally constructed to provide power to the Lakeshore Psychiatric Hospital, or the New Toronto Asylum. It actually went through quite a number of names until it was shut down, I think in the 1970s, early 1970s. But this was actually where it derived its power from. And the psychiatric institution here was actually the grounds for Police Academy. So, along Banch, or more appropriately, New Toronto's claim to fame is, yes, Police Academy was filmed here. Well, not here, but a little further on. And so here you can actually see what was Queensway, Lakeshore Psychiatric. Those are a couple of the buildings. It is now Humber College, has been for a couple of years, and they really did fix it up. One of the big delights, a lot of people like to go see, I have never seen them, but there are a series of tunnels underneath, and they were actually used with the Psychiatric Institution, and the school still uses them to this day, basically to move items from one building to the other building. If I'm not mistaken, this style of psychiatric institution was called the cottage style, because basically it was broken out into different buildings, and yeah, there was gardening done on the grounds as well. So to the left, on the west side of the street, is Father John Redmond. It moved here again a couple of years ago. And then on our right side is, of course, Humber College Lakeshore campus. I think it's about 8,000 students strong at Humber College now, at the south campus. And then, of course, there's the north campus in northern Etobicoke. And coming up on the right is the Commons, which was, I think, maybe the student center was built after that, but it was definitely one of the major additions that was put onto the college in recent years. And we'll also have a Harvey's, that'd be nice. No, we have a Tim Hortons, and it's in this building just up ahead, along with the parking and security. So if you have any questions about that when you're visiting the campus. And coming up here on the right, you can see it, is the Assembly Hall. They feature artwork, sometimes they have events. I've gone to see a couple of the artwork that they sometimes show when they have shows. And on the west side is Holy Trinity, which was a merger of a couple of elementary Catholic schools, including the one that I actually went to when I was very young, which was Christ King. And then we are heading up Kipling Avenue. And on the west side, which is actually, it's part of the Humber College. I think it's Department of Fashion? Anyways, it used to be a hotel. So it was, I think, called the Alnott or the Alcott Hotel. The building's still there, but I don't think it's been a hotel for a very, very long time. this building coming up on the left side now, it's on the south side of Lakeshore Boulevard West, are the residences of Humber College, and there is currently behind this, they're building a much larger new structure for the college. It's going to be a 9-story building, so it'll make it one of the largest, tallest buildings in Long Branch, and it definitely will add to the capabilities of Humber College when that's complete. They've started work. You can see some of the portables that have been set out by the construction company. Can't remember who's doing it. Not really relevant. But yeah, and this is us continuing to walk west down Lakeshore Boulevard West, just past Kipling.
Quickly come and go to the gym and yeah.
I just wanted to make a quick note of the building that we're walking by here. It used to be the Greek Techs, and it used to be wildly popular. I was never much a fan, but it closed quite a number of years ago. And at one point they did have a sign up saying they were coming back, but clearly that never happened. And so it's been dormant like that, and it's been vacant for at least 6, 7, maybe 8 years, which is peculiar because it's right there across from Humber College. And it did have a good reputation, so I don't know why no one's picked it up. And just now we are passing the Art Commons, which is another part of Humber College. You'll notice that there are buildings scattered throughout Long Branch and New Toronto, obviously, that are part of Humber College. And I was distracted by something there. Just wanted to have a quick look. But yeah. definitely say that St. Demetrius, which is the church on the north side of Lakeshore that we're coming up on, is probably one of the defining landmarks of Long Branch. It is a Ukrainian Orthodox church. It's been there for quite a while, but it's peculiar because, to my knowledge, I don't think there is a very large Ukrainian population in Long Branch. I could be mistaken, but there is a large church here, so at one point there must have been a lot of Ukrainians in the neighborhood. I've always thought it was more Polish than Ukrainian, but perhaps that changed at some point. And there's these two little restaurants here, neither of which I've been to. Apparently the burgers are really good here, and the pizza is really good next door. Again, it's on my list to do at some point to actually give it a try.
I got yesterday.
Hmm. Well, you can't really see it from this direction, but the building that we're coming up here, which is on the left side, is also, I think, one of the newer sort of landmarks of Long Branch. It was finished in about 2013, 2014, and it does have a clock tower. So we actually have a clock tower in Long Branch. So that's a bit different. And interestingly, the clock tower is actually a very expensive condominium. I think it sold last for about 2.8 million or something like that, which is, to be honest, not overly expensive considering Toronto. And that obviously is a luxury site. It'd be neat to actually have a look in it. I remember it was listed on Realtor maybe 2 years ago or so. Yeah. And also to the right is a huge new townhouse project. They've already finished phase one, and they're working on phase two. So it'll definitely change the look and feel of this neighborhood in the coming years. this building just ahead of us on the corner, growing up it was a CIBC. I remember that. And then it became a Blockbuster Videos until they went under. And then it was a 7-Eleven for a short period. And now I think it's just office space, which is unfortunate because it would have been nice if something more practical had moved in. But I guess we do need office space. And this poor pink building was one of the casualties of COVID. It was I think an esthetician place. It definitely went under due to COVID. Sorry about this. I just got a little distracted when I saw this because the shutters on the second set of windows makes me think that has the Empanada Company expanded? So I went up to see if I could see inside. Empanada Company is great, by the way. It's at 40th and Lakeshore. Really good stuff. And it's been open now for probably about a decade now. And now it was just takeaway until apparently, maybe, I don't know. It's Monday, so it's closed. But I think I may have to go back and just have another peek to see if it is indeed what I think has happened there, and that they have actually opened a dining room. most of my usual walks take me into the park that's coming up ahead of us, and that's Marie Curtis Park. A lot of people seem to just call it Mary Curtis. And this was me just checking quickly to see if I had been filming this entire walk. Sometimes I have this suspicion that I've not actually been filming while I've been walking. So I did that, get that little paranoid sensation like, have I been recording? I don't know. So that was just me checking very quickly. But yeah, this is Mary Curtis that's coming up ahead of us. Today I didn't go into it, but if you look through my catalog, you'll see that, yeah, I've wandered around there quite a bit. And it is. Growing up as a child, this was the big park. And maybe I'll just insert a quick little thing to point out the big park and the little park, because there was another park that was closer to home. But they've done a lot of work on Marie Curtis, and they've redone the boardwalk, as you can see in some of my other videos. You might be able to even see it in this one. I might have sort of looked over at it. I may not have. I may have just sort of straight lined. But yeah, one of the great things about Long Branch is turning down all these numbered streets. For the most part, you can generally see the lake at the bottom. And I mean, today was a gorgeous sunny day. Not too cold. No, it wasn't cold at all. But it's that time of year where you don't know how you should properly dress, because you might dress a little too light and you might get yourself cold, or you might dress a little too heavy and get yourself too hot. So today was fine. Yeah, it was alright. Right, so as I mentioned, Marie Curtis was the big park as a child, and this was the little park. It doesn't have a very fantastic name. Nothing that really, is really endearing. It's just simply called 38th Street Park. I think you could probably come up with a name for this park. I'm sure there was some civic hero that did something in the Long Branch or Etobicoke, but no, for the time being, this is just 38th Street Park, and it is, quite frankly, a very little park. Although they did expand it, because they did knock down 2 residential houses that were on either side, on the east side of it and the west side of it. So it was expanded substantially from when I was a child. And I don't think the city of Toronto has done that kind of thing. Or I guess it was the city of... No, it might have been the city of... No, it was the city of Etobicoke that would have done that. Because it was before 1997. But yeah, this is also where I got my first cat from. Stripe, which I also call Pee Pee. And Pee Pee, Stripe, followed us home. Stayed with us for a couple of months and then decided, I don't like these people, and left. And that was the end of Stripe. And home sweet home. That more or less takes care of our journey around Long Branch for however many times I've done it in the last 2 years. But I will just put up the stats for this walk at the end, if you're interested in seeing that at the very end of this. But thank you for joining me on this little walk around Long Branch.